geeks and freaks. Welcome back to my book bowl challenge where I will go through a massive bowl of books and hopefully not lose my sanity in the process. So today's book review is on Kings and Carnage by Sadie Hunt. It is the third and last book in the Aventine University series, which is part of a bigger saga, which is what I'm working on currently, which is the Blackwell saga. So this concludes, like I said, the series, and it concludes the journey that Willa is taking with Neo, Rock, and Oscar. And oh my god, like, okay, I saw some reviews where people were complaining about it, and I get their complaints, but I loved it. So basically, there are going to be spoilers, I believe, in this series, in this review. So just warning to that. But Willow wakes up in the hospital after what happened in the last book, and she just wants to know if her boys are safe. They're worse for wear, all of them. Willa is technically in the best condition. She's really bruised up. Rock, Oscar, and Neo had some pretty serious injuries, and all they really wanted was to get back to Willa. Once they got together, they were kind of getting targeted by Neo's enemies, men. I really don't want to spoil who is the person behind this or the people. There's a lot. But they end up getting targeted and they have to escape the hospital, even though they are definitely not safe to do so. They're not healthy and fit to do so, but they do it anyway. They go into hiding, and then they eventually go back to their home once they have security that can make them feel safe, and they try to go back into a routine. And Neo decides for the games with the other houses in the school that he's going to have every party find out who's responsible behind the missing girls, and they're livid about it because that means betraying their family to get information, and they don't want to do that. But Neo just wants this to end. They don't want girls to be hurt. That's not what they're into. And whoever's doing it, they know that they're just sick people. So there's a lot of drama between the houses. Willa is kind of feeling caged in because she's not allowed to leave the house except for school, which she had to like bargain for them to allow. And they're making a lot of sacrifices to keep her happy because they know that that's what's best. But they know that it's also very dangerous. And when they go to a masquerade ball at a club that is for intimacy, that's when everything kind of goes downhill. Willa gets taken by the people who are responsible for her sister's disappearance, and the other girls, of course, too. The guys have to find her before it's too late. It's a lot of emotions at play. You know, Willa's trying to figure out what happened to her sister, but she's also realizing the love she has for the men, and she doesn't know how she's going to leave them when it's all said and done. You know, they spend Valentine's Day together. They have a really cute romantic thing. I mean, Neo's even more open about his feelings. And it's really cute. It's really sweet, especially in the midst of all the stress of them trying to figure out everybody who's involved and trying to keep each other safe. Rock is having some guilt because he feels it's his fault for Willa getting hurt, even though they were all injured and Willa was actually the most healthy person out of the incident. They're having issues trusting anybody, which, I mean, I guess I get it, you know, given everything that's happening. There's definitely a lot of spice that I love. There are some people who are trying to get the information through the games that they wanted, and some of those people end up in a really bad situation because of it. Willa's friend Mara, who goes to school at Columbia, keeps wanting to visit her, and Willa keeps saying no and it's not safe, which is making her friend really mad. Her friend ends up making it to like the masquerade ball, which I think it was kind of a missed opportunity because all that happened was they had a fight and then Willa got taken, and it was never really mentioned again. Her friendship with her was never discussed again, and I feel like that was wasted. That does happen a few times where I feel like something could have grown out of it and it was just a wasted and missed opportunity, but I don't think it was enough for me to not like the book. I think seeing how Willa and the guys are so protective over each other and so concerned over each other is really powerful throughout the book. Like, Willa really does want to make sure they're safe. Like, she's really acknowledging that she loves them. There's no going back. And it was really cute because, I mean, they have a lot of money from the mafia group that they created, and they give her a large chunk and they said to leave when all of this is done. Even though they don't want her to go anywhere, they're letting it be known that they'd rather her be happy than her be stuck with them and then be happy with her type of thing. When Willa is taken by those responsible, there's a lot of people responsible, and she finds out what happened to the girls. These people responsible are disgusting, and it's brutal. It's actually really sad. She was lucky that, her guys were able to find her and save her. But it was really emotional at the end because she really thought she wasn't going to survive, and she was trying to convey that it was okay. And they have their happy ending. They really do, which is good. My thing is that when all's said and done, the people responsible were either unalived or taken into custody. And at the end, Neo, Rock, Oscar, Willa, they all lived like happily ever after. And you can download a bonus epilogue scene, and I did, and that was even cuter. And I actually was really emotional reading it. But there was a scene where another girl from another school right next to their school, like right, I think a town over, goes missing. And they're like, how could this have happened when the ring of people were taken down? Which makes me think that it's deeper than just what they originally thought. Maybe the next generation of people were corrupted enough to also do this. And I'm wondering if it'll be discussed more in the rest of the saga, or if it's just going to be forgotten. I hope it's not forgotten, just because I feel like that was kind of an important piece of information. I also wonder if we're going to see them again throughout the saga. Yeah, I like the book. I still didn't like the whole like texting speech type of thing, like WTF and STFU. And I don't like when that's being written. Like, we don't think like that. So I don't know, that bothered me. And yeah, there were some plot holes, but there definitely weren't as many in this one as there were in the first two, like how the age difference or like time periods and stuff. I think my favorite scene of the book was Willa had gotten a Valentine's Day gift for each of the guys, and I thought it was really sentimental and really pretty, and the way she like let them find out I thought was really romantic. So that was kind of my favorite scene. It was the whole Valentine's Day part of the book was amazing, and I'm glad again that it worked out, and I was really, rooting for them. I was afraid that there would be a lot of casualties, like maybe Willow would be alone in the end, which did not happen. So that was good. There's definitely some funny scenes too. Like, I think the dynamic between the guys, even under this stressful situation, was really funny. I do feel like there was a lot of complaints on like Goodreads about how they felt like it was really rushed in the end. And I kind of believe that. And also I don't feel like it was too rushed. It kind of felt like it was at a similar pace as the rest of the series. I think my only thing was that I wish we knew who was the masked person in the first book that attacked Willa. And was it the same person that tried to bury Willa alive? Was that the person who took Willa? Who was that? Like, that wasn't answered. There was definitely some questions that weren't answered. And I don't feel like it ruined the book for me, but there were definitely like things that I think could have been talked on more. I wish there was, maybe a bit more that happened, but like, it was kind of like, I think the big issue, and maybe this is what other people were complaining about too, and I kind of get it, as this being like rushed. It's like in the beginning they were fighting to survive, then they went into hiding, they went back to their old home, and like then they were safe until the very end, which in a way, yeah, okay, that kind of seems rushed, but in another way it's like the person behind this is smart enough to maybe let them sit and stew and make them feel safe. So maybe that was kind of the whole point of the way it was written. So it didn't bother me too much. Again, like, I think the plot and the spice and the emotions were enough for me that I could look past some of those. There weren't like major plot problems and major issues like that. So overall, yeah, I would say I liked it. So Willa has a tense relationship with her mom, and I did see that come to like a big head between her and her mom, and they never resolved their issues, which is fine. Her mom's kind of garbage. One other thing I wish I would have known is I really did feel like her dad was framed, and I wish we would have known what happened to him, because we never know what happened to him. So I wish there was an answer there, and who knows, that might be answered in the rest of the series. Sorry if I look distracted. There is a ladybug on my window, and I hate bugs, and I just keep watching it. But yeah, I feel like the book was good. It's a short review just because I'm a little like frazzled with my brain. I feel so stupid lately. Like, I'm so behind on everything, and I feel like I don't know where I'm going. And I just want to tell you about my feelings on the book, but now I'm like, am I talking enough about it? Am I talking too much about it? Am I not talking enough about it? And my brain's just a little frazzled. I'm currently reading another book now too, and I haven't taken a single note on it, and I'm just kind of like, I'm slightly overwhelmed. I'm a little like, I think mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted with just everything going on, so I'm like a little messed up. But yeah, I did really like this book. Like, when I finished reading it, I was really excited to get into the next series, which I think the next part of the series is Blackwell Beasts, which they kind of alluded to in this book, where essentially a girl, the place that they were in hiding was owned by a girl who her brother was supposedly unalived by his 3 best friends, called the Blackwell Beasts. I think I had the right name right. And they just got out of prison. That's how it ends. So the next series is going to be, I guess, her with those guys, which I'm excited for. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just, it was a good series. It was good. Again, the plot holes, sure, they were there, but I think that the story was so different from anything I've read and so interesting that I was able to look past it. I don't know, sometimes I'm fickle. Like, sometimes plot points are just too much for me. Like, when I was complaining about the favorite girl and the cage girl, like, it was just too many plot holes, too many back and forth. I don't like that if it's not tastefully done. I'm sure there might be a book that I'll like that's done like that, but it's tasteful enough for me to enjoy it. There was no back and forths here other than Willa trying to deny her feelings, and that was it. And even that, she wasn't really back and forth. She would even say, like, there's no point in denying it. I just have to try to fight it. So there's that. My favorite character, I think, in the book is Neo. I think I might have said he was my favorite before too, but Neo definitely, you get to see him really open up with his emotions, and like, I think it's really powerful. I mean, I love all the guys for her. I think they're all perfect. They're all very different in their own way, and I think that works. Like, Neo's very dominant. He's very rough. He's very, he can be mean. He lights her soul on fire. He can get her excited. He can get her angry. He gets those emotions out of her. Rock kind of coddles her and just wants to feed her and love her and hug her. And then there's Oscar, who's very intense, very passionate, who wants to like capture her with a camera, like capture her, that parts of her that she doesn't even realize, to show her the beauty that he sees. So they're all very different, and I love it. Another issue that I feel like I had was there was an issue with her professor, and like, he would stare at her with hatred, and you would think that there would be something that comes to fruition with that. Nope. There's a lot of things where I felt like more tension could be built off of it, something big could happen, and it didn't. So I was a little disappointed there, but again, I still really loved the book. I loved the series, and I cannot wait to continue the rest of the saga. I'm sorry if my videos lately have been a little garbage. I'm working on it. I am hoping that by April my brain will be a little less fried, because that's what it feels like right now. I feel fried. I'm not reading as fast as I want to. I have no energy to make a script. I haven't made a script in a long time, but I felt like a script kind of helped me, and it kind of made it worse at the same time. But now it's like, I should have something, and I don't. And I hope you guys like this video. Let me know if there's any books you want me to add. Let me know if you like this series or if you want to read this series. Comment your thoughts. Subscribe to my channel. Like the video. Hit the notification bell to be informed every time I post a new video. And I'll see you guys in the next one.